There's the pandemic. Now, the cancer and dementia are just a bit too close to home for me at the moment, so I'm going to take you back to the pandemic, and I'm going to take you back to a very specific time and place. So I'd like you to just get your minds going. Middle of May 2020, top end of Tottenham Court Road. You have just left Regent's Park, and you're just about to walk down Tottenham Court Road. And you are alone, because at that time we were all alone. And as you walk down Tottenham Court Road, you have some questions for the outside world. There are 9 of them, and these are the questions and the answers. So, are you still there? Yes. But sometimes I'm not sure. It's often hard to know whether I'm here or not. I've missed you. Have you missed me? Were you one of the dancers? I've missed bodies and joy. No, then not so much. You've been around from time to time, and that's been enough, really. Are you still connected? I'm just as I was. The cranes are still there, hanging in the wind. Does it matter if the weather changes, but there's no people? I don't like being too hot, but I'm not that keen on the cold either. It's best when there are umbrellas. What have you heard that you couldn't hear before? I heard the blossom flowering and falling, and the grip and hope of love, and silence of tears. The despair has been deafening. Are you scared of the dark? Yes, aren't you? Although what I think doesn't stop it. Only dancers do that. Have you had to find hidden reserves to deal with lockdown? My reserves are buried with the cables and the earth. They aren't hidden, just beneath. Would you like to be inside too? It would be nice to have been asked. Do you mind being unlocked? I wasn't locked up. There's no handle and no key. There isn't even a doorway. Now, I'd like to take you to that moment when you realised you were going to be working at home. And whether it may have been good, it may have been bad, but you didn't have a choice. You were working at home. And this is what I thought when I realised I was going to be working at home, though I didn't realise quite how long it would go on for. It's called Vampire in the House. I always thought that vampires needed to be invited in, that you had the time to think whether they were welcome, or if you should dismiss them with a "not today, thanks." Mine crossed the threshold uninvited. I found him squatting in the corner of the room, shitting spreadsheets where there should have been an ironing board. He bought a plastic mat so he wouldn't ruin the carpet, and a pile of scrawled notes, and a footrest. He stalks me from room to room, looking for the darkest corners. He should go back to his lift shafts and corridors. They're lonely, pining for whispers of gossip and spirals of drama. Not me. I've tried garlic and silver and opening the curtains really wide. Nothing works. Every morning he stares as he sucks his teeth, ready to drink his fill. I'm here now, you can't run away, there's nowhere else to go. Now the third place I want you to go with me is Oxford Street, just outside Selfridges. It's the middle of that summer we were allowed out in 2020, and people have gone slightly mad. And on Oxford Street and Regent Street that day, there were 4 demos. The one that really stuck in my mind was an End Satanic Abuse, and I found myself in the middle of End Satanic Abuse. And I was somebody thrust at me a copy of the Light paper. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked at it. All the issues are online. It's It's either terrifying or hysterical or very, very amusing. Anyway, there was an article in there called An Enemy of the State by Harry Hopkins. And I ran the article through Python, the software, and this is what I got. It's called Harry Speaks His Truth and I Ask Him a Question. All of my life, I didn't think of myself as understanding the world, but now I realise the last year was planned, and that conspirators have been planning this coup for decades. Am I extreme if I believe in the truth? All that I did was fight the lies. I know you think I'm just paranoid. Now I've spoken, I think you must hate me. And when I ask him, why aren't you frightened? He replies, there's no other way. All of my life, I thought of myself as refusing to live in fear. But now I realise I can see through the fog of propaganda, and that people hate truth-tellers. Am I extreme when I believe in the truth? All that I did was to be true to my beliefs. I know you think I should shut up and go away. Now I've spoken, you can't ignore me. And when I ask him, have I lost you to fear? He replies, some of us want to retain ownership of our bodies. All of my life, I thought of myself as a reasonable man. But now I realise the seas are dying, and that many have been holding on to their sanity. Am I extreme if I glue myself to a motorway? All that I did was fight the lies. I know you think I'm a Cassandra. Now I've spoken, I still think I'm right. And when I ask him, should I be afraid? He replies, I'm not giving in now. Thank you.